Seshadri is the chairman and group CEO for a portfolio of companies, SGlobalGroups, a global business advisory services and solution firm HQ in the Netherlands, and IFIN Global Group, a global IT consulting and workforce solution firm with offices all across US, Canada, UK, Japan, and India. He is a global citizen having over 24 years of experience working on three pillars, that is, talent, technology, and transformation. He is embarked with a vision to be a game changer in human capital solution space in a way that has a profound societal impact.
This is Krishani Poddar. I'm a community manager at Startup Lanes. I'm delighted that you have taken out your precious time for this interview. So can we start with your introduction?
Sure. Thank you, first of all. So my name is Seshadri and currently chairman and CEO for a group of companies, IFIN Global Group, which is primarily into the IT consulting and workforce solutions, and also SGlobalGroup, which we are primarily into the global business advisory, which basically have offices across the globe, primarily in the US, in Canada, UK, Tokyo, of course in Japan, Latham, as well as shortly opening in Hong Kong, Singapore. So it's more like into the workforce solutions. That's where we have been there, and it's close to about 20 plus years for me. All my life has been in talent acquisition, talent advisory, talent management, and also like building businesses, some of the entrepreneurial skills. And I had of course, I'm an alumnus of XLRI. You should have heard XLRI, as well as had a major in mechanical engineering from Andhra University. And of course, my interest has always been presentation. Had an honor of being in co-authoring a book in mechanical engineering under leadership of Lord S. Acharya. So that's basically my interest is all in the people talent. That's what all I'm doing right now.
That's great. So Seshadri, how did you come up with your startup idea?
Well, first of all, from my childhood, I have a dream. Dream is primarily to build a wealth building society, poverty alleviation, kind of that. So how do you do that? I mean, that's where I want to create job opportunities. I say career opportunities rather than the job opportunities. Also like entrepreneurial opportunities. So it's more when you have that, obviously, when you do that economic empowerment to build that rather than, helping one. But it's all about the story of the fish that we say, right? Teach a fish how to kind of swim, rather we kind of help them to kind of win it. So it's more like to create, opportunities. So for that, basically, if you see, I kind of been in that way involved in creating opportunities in different fashions, either by creating jobs, by the talent acquisition, or by entrepreneurial companies in terms of building entrepreneurial companies who have been, definitely building it. So I'm on my journey, but again, that's where it has kind of brought me to kind of start something on this.
Okay, so what was the most difficult part in the early stage of your company's growth?
Well, good question. Actually, this is primarily identifying the right talent, being in the talent acquisition, right? I mean, we may have everything. One, I think typically is the paying customer. At the same time, second is basically identifying the right talent who can understand your vision and mission, right? It's not just doing another job. These two have been there, but yeah, that's where we kind of addressed both of them as we go on. And primarily that's where fast forward we have all that really going good, and especially women workforce, which is primarily in we have 95% women workforce who are building this company.
That's great. That's great. So what was the gap in the market that you identified?
Well, see, great organizations need great talent, and great talent has to be connected to the great organizations. So the matchmaking is very, very important. For organizations to drive the business, or for individuals to cherish their dreams, right? So it's not like wrong hires and all that that's really happening. So we see that as a kind of, obviously that's a major gap that I've seen, in spite of you have so many so-called companies, because recruitment firms or talent organizations. So we thought we took a beachhead market, one particular segment where we felt like, we will really kind of come across in the banking and financial technology. So I believe that's where with that we started and we replicated with the other sectors. So the gap is, as I said, it's identifying right talent and identifying the right organization for the individuals.
That's right. So can you explain your business model?
Well, and I call this as our model can be explained in simple words. I call it as IFIN way, IFIN way. What does it mean is IFIN way is it's with a vision. Our vision is to be a game changer in the workforce solutions, talent solution space. To deliver this vision, right? We kind of it's not just a statement. So what do you mean by that? It is exemplifying individuals or organizations, exemplifying, magnifying their unique strengths that to kind of exemplify and showcase that. So for individuals, it's like showcasing their own personal strengths, identifying them and say, this is what you can do better. This is where you can really get in. For organizations, what they've been branding for them, getting them connecting to the talent communities. So it's basically when we do that, everything in round, right? So we organize that. So how do we do? As I just mentioned earlier, with that, we call it as IFIN way. IFIN is inclusiveness. We are focused. We're also kind of, innovative. We nurtured. So we have our own kind of way. So with this, we created, I call it as IFIN way. So everything circles around that on this particular vision and mission.
Okay. So what are the products and services that you offer?
Well, as I said, we get from the plethora of workforce solutions. What I mean by workforce solutions, it's like right from the executive search, talent acquisition, when you write talent acquisition, talent advisory, talent research, talent management. And also we have global mobility for talent. How do you identify global mobility of talent? Recruitment process outsourcing, which is one of our other our service and solutions. It's not big focus solutions for a particular domain. We focus heavily on banking and financial technology, the fintech space, and also consulting. When I say consulting, it's more like a contract or staffing to the on-demand talent for companies, especially that's come up from a day to even the modular way you need till the time you need the talent. So it's a whole plethora of anything to do with the talent.
Okay. So who are your target customers?
As I just mentioned, the banking and financial technology companies or the fintech companies and the fintech product companies, and also high-end technology companies also, like you examples, Wells Fargo, Morgan Stanley, Walmart, all of these comes our target customers.
Okay. So why do your customers choose to prefer your service? Like why do they order again?
So we have been a bespoke, right? We have been a customized, the go-to guys, especially in terms of talent for one particular segment, as I mentioned, right? We are not like we are a hyper-specialized company, rather than getting into a generic thing. So we have a specialized people, specialized talent. So they basically know that's everything that's come in, the whole food on the platter is ready. So we just need to kind of take it. So for that particular markets, right?
So they tend to come again and again. Right. So
obviously, work at businesses.
Yeah. So what are the 3 unique things that makes you better than your competitors?
Well, first thing I would say, I will always go with our people, right? The stellar team. As I said, women workforce who are leading this organization in spite of the hand dealings, and I always salute them because these women are not just from the urbanized thing, and they are all there from even we have in tier 4 cities. People are still talking tier 2, tier 3. We have tier 4 cities who are doing high-end investment banking technology recruitment. So that is what one thing which is driving the organization. They take ownership. Obviously, that's important, right? One to drive. Second thing basically is, of course, we have leveraging our own proprietary technology platforms. We have our own AI machine learning build platform for identifying, for attracting talent, our own ways of doing it. For example, a bot does a technical interviewing. So that's one of its kind, right? And last but not least, the leadership and advisory board coming from the industry. It is not from someone else, so from the banking and financial industry across our 6 centers of excellence, like, we have the technology clusters. So all are kind of been there. So all this put together, obviously bringing us this uniqueness to be positioned ourselves as the company, as I said, IFIN. Again, IFIN is information technology plus finance to the power of talent. So it's an equation that's been built in. That's what we call it as.
That's great. So why should a job applicant work with you?
See, we are not looking into every job. See, it's all specialized people for specialized technologies that we have been today. So it's been more proactive rather than there, right? So people know us. Like, okay, when somebody has been placed, it's all references. Honestly, 95% for us is through references, because these are all high specialized niche skills that we really kind of been working, right? So I would not say a job applicant comes to us one for the career advisory. We give a free career counseling for them with a dedicated, what I call it as relationship manager. It's not saying just like that. What people do routinely in the market, just when you have a role, you just try to call them, plug in, and forget about them. But we kind of have a multi-engagement model. We have our own virtual, what we call it as job, what we call career counseling for them, a group of things done by the industry. That is one of is our uniqueness again. What we call is that IFIN Connect. So there are multiple touch points. We have meetup groups, we have WhatsApp groups, which we give industry updates. So it's more like a networking. I always say networking is better than not working. That's my slogan.
Absolutely.
So it's connecting to networks. It's not that they apply for a job, rather they knew beforehand with us that, yeah, what's really happening in the marketplace, want their brand visibility initially, how they can build their brand, how they can really make them visible. So we don't even kind of come into saying that you build your resume, we do only kind of credit. No, it's all about them. They kind of get that kind of to that level that they know everything even before they're informed. So it's all about information for them to be up to date in the market, right? So that's what has been getting them, many of them in the marketplace to come in.
Okay. So if it wasn't for your company, what you had been doing right now?
Great question. Well, I always wanted to do something into the people. I was an avid cricketer earlier. I played for my school, of course, been selected for the Probles for the state side. But I wanted to be also getting into civil services, the public services, like getting into that. But again, it took to a different pace with a mentor of mine. I felt, yeah, this is something that I think we can do in a global context, not in India per se. So it's one thing that brought me to this. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. Anyway, it's all the people thing, right? I'm pretty happy what I'm currently doing.
And that's the most important thing, that you are enjoying. Okay, so what are the products and services that you require for your business?
Well, we interact with many of them, right? We have vendors requiring who's primarily, for example, the job boards. We may need something on assessment platforms. Like there are many assessment platforms that we leverage, video or what do you call interview assessment platforms, behavioral platforms. Something for us, I mean, for our kind of talent acquisition industry, we also need somebody who's doing background checks, industries, background check providers, to be a bit innovative. Like see somebody I see like in your start place, we are seeing somebody to do how you focus on your websites, how do you build, primarily your apps, mobile app developers, because we definitely want to get that broadcasting, the message, the branding, social media branding guys. So these are all ancillary for all of us to be really reflecting our story into the greater world.
Okay, so on which parameter do you select your vendors and suppliers? Is it price, quality, or convenience?
See, we don't look into the price because we are a premium boutique firm. I always look into, as I said, quality comes. How do I define quality? It's something like, see, if it's a website, we don't want really look into a normal website. So it's more something reflecting something better than that. And that's how we have been going, and all that has been building. So it's more on quality, the performance, what they can do. Of course, the zeal and passion. It is not doing just something for the sake of it. So we encourage, even having said that, if somebody has the passion, it is not the price, right? For example, even they're budding entrepreneurs, but they have the kind of the substance that we feel that's in. We have been trying to get that, and we are giving them premium price. Not that it is just for the pricing. And even some cases, we got been even strategic partnership for them to help to the other partners or other vendors, or we refer to them a couple of my other peers and all that, right, to my network. So it's more quality first, if you ask me. They should have the substance and the zeal and the passion in what they're doing, and it should reflect truly high. We can't say perfect, but at least we should see to that, that we are getting what we really wanted.
Okay. So what are your long-term and your recent plans for your startup?
Well, we already kind of, as I said, we are into multiple geographies now. We have expanded our footprints, and as I said, by 2020 for Pandemic Unku, but we are in Europe. We are expanding to Australia, New Zealand. So it's more global footprints. We also kind of added many team members for us. Again, as I said, it's all women workforce primarily, and I think we have what we call diversity, reverse diversity here in a way, light of way. But again, yeah, the footprint is like getting. We have customers, we got all of that, but we are trying to scale up with our kind of the global footprints, and obviously kind of expanding to without not just expanding by geographies, but also a plethora of solutions, which I told you, global mobility or kind of the other services that we have. We want to really take to that as well. So IT services is one thing which we are trying to kind of go about it as well with a team of people.
Okay, so are you raising external funds, or are you willing to raise external funds in near future?
Good question. We are bootstrapped, but grown fund 50% year on year. Yeah, I think there are different ways. I'm also a startup angel myself. So I invested in a couple of startups, and I knew, but again, it's a pain again the scale. In our kind of business, people come to me by basically our shareholders or stakeholders, the internal Stellar team. Our approach has always been give that equity, sweat equity to our own people, women. So we have 3-4 women who are leaders who are into the shareholding equity because the business has been built there. And we went till now the smallest beautiful concept. Yes, again, we didn't. We just thinking in. I mean, that's always been a kind of a bit of a thing for me whether we really get into the external investors. But again, if we go with an external investors, we need somebody not just for the sake of equity coming in as an investor. We need somebody who is from the industry, somebody who can really give us the mentoring and all that. It's not somebody outside the industry that we really looking for funds. But yeah, if there's a kind of real scale needed, I think yes, we will definitely need to grow. If we want to scale up, we obviously need good investors as well from the industry.
Okay, so lastly, I would like to ask you, what are your feedback on startup planes?
First of all, I will thank you for setting this up, Christian. I think thanks for following up. And see, I'm not in many platforms. I'm also part of Association. I'm part of CI, NASCOM. But I've seen startup lanes. I've been in your WhatsApp group, though I unfortunately couldn't follow up. But I believe it's a good platform. It's a good platform. You're trying to connect to people. That's something in line what I'm trying to do in talent acquisition. You're getting startups. So definitely, I would be more inclined to contribute, work with you, because we are also a global business advisory, and see that work together in terms of getting in. But yeah, it's a good platform. I'm pretty happy and kind of understanding not only the big boys entrepreneurs, but primarily who are startups. Their needs, somebody who really kind of thinks. I see that in the whole conversations, and it's a very interactive platform. That's definitely good, and we will definitely continue that. Kind of chasing our dreams, and somebody can really come up on that.
Thank you so much. Now we have come to the end of our interview. Thank you so much, Seshadri. It was great talking to you. I'm sure that the information provided by you in the course of this interview will be helping the budding entrepreneurs and the founders to pave their way to their success. We hope to connect with you in the near future. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Krishna. Thank you very much for that. Yeah.
Thank you.